We are back with another review from our friends over at Fracture Sounds. This time, in order to get these sounds and to make this type of composition, I'm here to tell you, you are not going to have to spend a dime. This is part of their Blueprint series, which is entirely free. That's right, free. So you don't always have to break the bank in order to get access to good sounds and to make compositions. So this entire composition is all using their Blueprint sounds, leading off to their final 2024 Blueprint installment, the church organ. There you have it. Nice, big, full sound. Let's take a look at the interface. So this will run on the free Contact player. As you can see, I've loaded up all of their blueprints. Up here, you have your swell, which will be mapped to your mod wheel, or if you have a MIDI controller, you can map it to that. Okay, so kind of like a dynamics expression sort of thing. We have color. Softer, a little bit more kind of cut through the mix. Stereo width, mono, or that spreads it all the way out to the side. They have their reverb, which has their room hall shimmer. I find that reverb is really good. It's really easy to dial in a sound that you're looking for. And then you even have a mic mix. For free samples, you have a mic mix. Okay, this is nuts. You got close, mid, and far. You can solo each of those out. You can use this handy slider. If you've been using Fracture Sounds libraries, some of this will look familiar. This is the close sound. All right, let's slide all the way out and let's check out the far. That's a pretty darn good sound that includes mic mix positions for a free sample. Now I'll play the 4 articulations. We got mellow. Now if you want that even softer, you can bring the color down. Super mellow, super chill. Let's check out bright. We have rich. Reverb still going, and then we got full. There's something about playing the sound of an organ that makes you feel very powerful in some strange sense. That's what it sounds like, my friends. I mean, to get extremely usable church organ that has mic positions, I think is pretty nuts. If you click on this cogwheel, you'll have some additional settings: swell intensity, sample start, and release volume, as well as some credits, which is always nice. Now I'm going to go through my composition. I'm going to show you what I did to take all of these free sounds and kind of make something out of it. I used their free drum kit, but I did something interesting with it because I was looking for a slightly different sound. What I'm going to do is I'll solo that out and I'll play you what it sounds like without the effects, and then we'll put the effects back in so you can listen to it. So this is what I did to it. I gated it because I'm an 80s kid. Some fat effects in Logic. I rolled off a lot of the high, and this is what we got. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the way that the library was sampled. It sounded like a really juicy drum kit. But just to give you an idea of different things that you can do in terms of sound design to kind of manipulate sounds. And I mean, you know, gates, effects, EQ. I mean, this is something that's going to be on any DAW. So we have a couple of drum kit parts. Let's check out their feedback guitar. Of course, to lead off the composition, we have some church organ, so let's listen to a little bit of that. Okay, so that church organ patch was there full with a whole lot of reverb and the color turned all the way down to the left. And I added a couple more church organ parts. I recorded this arpeggio part. And then this kind of like low bassy part. This time I went with the mellow and the shimmer reverb for a totally different kind of sound. Let's listen to a little bit of that. So very, very background. It's just very, very faint in there, but a whole lot of church organ in there. Textural violin. Almost has like a choral kind of a sound. Then we got some short strings in there. I was pretty darn impressed with the short strings, how far you could push them to create kind of ostinatos. So let's listen to that. Then we have the same sound brought in later on. Maybe what I'll do is I'll play these two together for you. Those two different parts were recorded completely separate, but in the same key, and I just threw them together, and I thought it sounded kind of cool. The Blueprint String Trio, I just separate that out into high and low. I just find that it's easier, so these are the sustains. And then I brought in that same patch, but then I record some low parts separately. Then I have a bunch of instances of their epic grand piano. So I just recorded these parts separately. It's actually all the same sound. This one kind of carries some of the main themes. So let's listen to that. So that's basically the main theme. I literally created 3 parts from one part, and I just separated the octaves in the piano. So I basically copied and pasted it and transposed lower on and brought them in kind of one at a time. And you'll hear that at the end of the composition, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Let's check out the music box, which again introduces the main theme. We'll listen to that. Because it's such a defined sound, it really cuts through the mix really well. I took that same sound, but then what I did was I rolled off a bunch of the high end because I wanted it to be more background, because then I brought in the piano to carry over that main theme so that they weren't competing against each other. So maybe I can play those 2 parts together. Composition is just like a cake. It's like making a cake. You got to get all those little layers in there. Then we get some of their gentle brass, and I was playing this more like a pad. Let's listen to this. So this is the straight up brass sound. So now you can tell that it's a brass sound, right? You can mix the atmosphere layers in there, but you can also just solo only the atmospheric layer. And now you have a beautiful pad sound, and that's what I was going for in this composition. I threw in a sub-bass sound in there. This is the only stock Logic plugin that I threw in there, which is literally just from their sampler. Just add a little sub-bass at the end. Everything else is from the blueprints. Maybe you're just new to composition. Maybe you're young. Maybe you're just straight out of music college. Maybe you're getting your journey started. Maybe you're a high school student. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to go out and spend a whole lot of cash, and you can get a lot done with what you already have. Start with whatever DAW you're using, know it really, really well, then throw a bunch of these free blueprints in there. You will be amazed at what you come up with. Spending a bunch of money on libraries is not going to make you a better composer. It's not going to make you a better music producer. See how far you can push these first. Hone your craft. Hone your skills, and then you can start to push things a little bit and start to add libraries as you can afford them, one library at a time, and it can only get better from there. That's it, my friends. Catch you in the next one. Stay safe.